Secure 65 health plans where seniors thrive.
From current problems to comic relief, Austin's Cartoons makes Thursdays better. Thank you, Austin.
Austin turns everyday current problems into something we can laugh about every Thursday. Thank you, Austin.
Austin's Cartoons is turning everyday stress into smiles every Thursday. Let the comedy rolling.
Secure 65 health plans where senior thrive. Secure 65 health plans where seniors thrive.
When food becomes scarce and prices rise, who do you think feels it first? And who gets left behind? Watch now.
Are seniors being protected in this rapidly changing world, or are they quietly becoming the most vulnerable? Watch now.
If the systems you trusted to protect you start shifting, who do you turn to when stability disappears? Watch now here at Secure 65 Health Plans.
Secure 65 health plans where seniors thrive.
Welcome back to Secure 65 Health Plans. Happy Thursday, everyone. So listen, if you're a senior or you love a senior, you need to listen to this. Please stay tuned because what's about to hit is going to hit you first, not last. Stay tuned. Hi, you guys. Welcome, welcome. I'm so excited about getting into this because something is shifting, okay? And you can feel it. I know you can feel it. Now, it's not in theory, not in the headlines, but it's in your wallet. It's in your grocery cart. It's in the conversations you're having with your parents, your grandparents, or maybe even yourself. I don't know. But you can feel something is off, and people can feel it, okay? My name is Monet Swan, and I'm your senior advocate, your educator, and someone who has spent years helping families navigate health, money, and real life decisions that don't come with instructions. And if you're here for the first time, welcome to Secure 65 Health Plans, where we don't just talk about insurance policies, Social Security, Medicare, all of that. We talk about people, real lives, real people, and real situations, and real consequences. And right about now, seniors are about to feel the impact of multiple systems shifting at the same time. So today we're going to talk about it, okay? And this is not to scare you, you guys. You know, this is something you need to know, okay? And this is something you need to prepare for because the next few months are going to test a lot of people's patience and nerves. So I came across this conversation between Paul from Reinvent Money and Catherine Austin Fitz. And listen, these are their views, their analysis, and their concerns. We're just sharing portions of that conversation for education and so that you understand what the discussion was all about. But what really caught my attention is not just what they said, it's how many of those points are starting to line up with what people are already feeling.
Everything this administration is doing to build a control grid. And from the moment they got into office in January 2025, they've been operating at high speed to build the whole thing. If you look at this administration is very much run by that syndicate. And whatever is going on in the Middle East is very much what that syndicate wants. I have seen massive corruption in my life. I have never seen anything as bad as this. I think you can use digital currency if you do it wallet to wallet and do it yourself. I think there is a way to use it, that can work for the Freedom Team. I also think the control grid will fail. So I think the guys trying to institute the control grid will ultimately fail. And that's why the rest of us have to have plan B. And I see young people destroyed by, the mind control programming and all the stuff that's going on. So,
Sure, yeah.
so part of it is teaching them to adopt a culture that will help them be successful and productive.
And that's really where it gets interesting. And that's where it gets really serious. So let's start with the war, okay? Because whether people want to admit it or not, what is happening globally right now affects everything, okay? Energy, shipping, supply chains, food, prices, stability. And one of the biggest concerns raised in that question is that what we are seeing is not just conflict. No, but disruption of global systems. And here's where it gets real for everyday people. When trade routes are disrupted, when energy costs spike, when shipping slows way down, it doesn't stay over there, you guys. It shows up right here in the US, at the pump, at the store, in your rent, in your food. And seniors, you guys are us, all of us, because I'm one, we're going to feel it first, because a lot of times we don't have the flexibility to just absorb higher costs. And one of the questions raised is this: is it incompetence or this intentional pressure on systems? Now, again, those are their words, but here's the reality. Regardless of the cause, the impact is already here. Okay, so now let's talk about fertilizer, shall we? Because this is where people are not paying enough attention. In that interview, it was pointed out that disruptions tied to global conflict could affect fertilizer production right at the beginning of, the planting season. Meaning, if farmers can't fertilize, they can't even get their fertilizer, or they can't afford their fertilizer, they're not going to plant. And if they don't plant, you don't have a food problem later. You have a food problem soon. And we're already hearing reports of fertilizer prices increasing dramatically. Farmers questioning whether it even makes sense to plant at a loss. Now, let me ask you something. What happens when farmers stop planting? What happens when supply drops and demand stays the same? Prices go up, availability goes down, and seniors, once again, are first in line to feel that pressure. And that's not speculation, that's just economics. And that's why this matters. So now let's take it one step further. Food control, food supply, and how that ties into larger systems. One of the most direct statements made in that interview was this: controlling food is absolutely critical.
We can't just, print food out of thin air. So controlling food is absolutely critical to implementing programmable money.
Now, again, you can take that however you want, but here's what we know for a fact. If food becomes limited, if food becomes expensive, whoever controls access controls behavior. That's just reality, you guys. And that's why our message is simple: nourish the people. Because without food security, Nothing else matters. Now let's shift to the money side, because this is where things start to get uncomfortable. Programmable money, digital systems, and the idea that money itself could come with rules attached. Now, in that conversation, they discussed the concept of programmable money and the idea that financial systems could evolve into something that is more controlled, more trackable, more restricted. Now, again, this is a discussion, but it's happening in financial and policy circles right now as we speak. But here's the real question I want you guys to think about. What does that mean for seniors? People who already struggle with digital systems. People who rely on consistency. People who need access, not restrictions. And one of the strongest takeaways from that conversation was this: a very successful financial system would be part analog and digital, meaning balance.
I think you can use digital currency if you do it wallet to wallet and do it yourself. I think there is a way to use it, that can work for the Freedom Team.
Balance matters because when everything goes fully digital, control increases, but resilience decreases, okay? And let me say this clearly. If the power goes out, if systems go down, if accounts get flagged, cash still works. So yes, I'm going to say it again, keep some cash. Not everything, you guys, don't go extreme on this, but enough, because preparedness is not paranoia, it's protection. Okay, now let's go one layer deeper, because when people start hearing about instability, when they start hearing about digital money, inflation, control, and uncertainty, well, what do? They run. And right now, they're running into two things: crypto and gold. Now, listen carefully. This is where people can make very emotional decisions and very expensive mistakes, because what we're seeing is people putting more into crypto than they really understand, and more into gold than they can actually access when they need it. And in that same conversation, there was an important point made. Digital assets can be used in ways that support freedom, but only, you guys, if you know what you're doing. And here's the problem. Most people don't, especially seniors.
So let's look at the control grid. There are three general baskets of what you need to do. The first is programmable money. The second is digital ID. To do programmable money, you require digital ID. And then the third is you need the hardware and the software infrastructure to do the social credit system and surveillance that you need to do those two things. And so you need all the data centers is the big one, but you also need a surveillance infrastructure and enforcement infrastructure to back it.
Crypto is not just buy it and you're safe. It requires knowledge, security, and access. And if something does go wrong, there is no customer service line that fixes everything, seniors, okay? And then you have gold, okay? People say, I'll just put everything into gold, Monet, I'm okay. Okay, well, can you access it quickly? Can you use it to buy groceries tomorrow? Or is it sitting somewhere while you still need cash to function day to day? Okay, so here's the balanced truth, you guys. Not hype, not fear, balance. Diversification matters. Understanding matters. Liquidity matters. And once again, we come back to the same principle: balance matters. Analog and digital. not all in one place, not all based on emotion, based on understanding, because seniors don't have time to recover from financial mistakes driven by panic. Okay? Now, let's talk about something else that came up, and that's surveillance. Okay? Data, tracking, digital footprints. The idea that as systems become more digital, more connected, more efficient, they also become more visible. Okay, now again, this is part of a larger conversation happening across technology and policy. But here's the practical side of it. Your phone, your apps, your location, your information, it's all connected. And for seniors who may not always understand what's being shared or how it's being used, that can create vulnerability. So here's a simple, practical step. When you travel, when you don't need your phone transmitting, there are tools you can use to create a layer of privacy. What are they called? Faraday pouches. Signal blocking bags. Simple things that help keep your personal information, your location, and your data more private when you choose. Now, we're not saying, throw your phone away. We live in a digital world, but we are saying be aware, be intentional, and use tools that give you control over your information. If you want to know which ones we recommend, well, look in the description box. We'll have them listed down there. We'll also have some options that you should use specifically for travel and for safety. Because again, balance, okay? Use the technology, but don't let it use you. Okay, so now let's take a quick pause right here and let's talk strategy for a second. I want to know more about you guys, okay? What are you doing right now? Are you in crypto? Are you buying gold? Are you holding cash? Are you thinking about privacy more than you used to? Or are you just watching all of this trying to figure out what to do next? Drop your comments in the box below. I want to hear from you. You agree or you disagree? Tell me your strategy. Tell me your concerns. We read every comment and we respond to every comment, okay? So let's talk. Okay, now back to the economy, because we cannot ignore what's happening. Rising costs, pressure on households, and yes, approval ratings dropping. People are frustrated. People are confused. And when people feel that kind of pressure, well, leadership gets questions, of course. That's just how it works. And there are conversations happening right now about whether the current administration can maintain stability under these conditions. Now, again, we're not making any predictions, but we are acknowledging what people are feeling and what people are seeing. And then there's legislation, the big, beautiful bill, funding, infrastructure, data systems, and how all of this plays into the months ahead, because large-scale spending, large-scale systems always have downstream effects. And those effects tend to show up in taxes, costs, and access, which is exactly why next week we are doing a deep dive into taxes, not just for seniors, for all individuals, for LLCs, for S Corps, for C Corps, and discussing what has changed, what you need to know, and how to protect your hard-earned money at tax time. Because what's coming next? Well, people need to be prepared for it. Now, let's address something people don't like to talk about. Population trends. Fertility rates dropping globally. Workforce changes. AI replacing roles, and the uncomfortable conversations about what that means for the future. In that interview, the topic of population reduction was discussed as a part of a larger concern. Now, again, those are their views, but here's what we know, and you should know. Demographics are certainly shifting. The number of seniors is increasing. The number of younger workers is decreasing. And that creates pressure on systems, healthcare systems, financial systems, support systems. So whether you call it policy or economics or something else, the reality is seniors are becoming a larger and more vulnerable population at this time. And if you're just joining me, or you've been listening and thinking, who is this talking to me like this? My name is Monet Swan. And this is what we do, okay? We have real conversations about real issues that affect people like you, real people, and especially our seniors, because somebody has to say it in a way that actually makes sense. So let me ask you something else. What worries you the most right now? Is it the food, the prices, the money, or the technology? Taking care of your parents, I don't know, privacy. Put all of that in the comments. We want to hear from you, because this is not a one-way conversation, you guys. This is a community, and your voice matters here, okay? So now let's just bring all this together. Food, money, war, policy, technology. There's not just one issue. This is multiple systems moving at the same time. And seniors, my beloved seniors, are right in the middle of it. And that is why we exist. Collaborative Expansion Foundation, not just to talk, but to act, to prepare, to educate, to support before disruption becomes crisis. Because once it's a crisis, it's already too late for far too many people. So what do? Well, we prepare. This week, check on someone. Make sure seniors have food. Make sure they understand their finances. Make sure they are not isolated. Make sure they have a plan. Write things down, not just on a phone, on paper, because systems do fail, but preparation doesn't. Second, share this, because if people don't hear it, well, they can't prepare. Send it to 5 people. Someone needs this, okay? And third, this is where we need you. And I mean right now. Go to www.collaborativefoundation.org and make your donation today. Become part of a bigger vision. If you want to volunteer, we are doing an event in Downey next week, and we would love for you to participate. Call us at 833-300-4968. If you love seniors, help us protect their hearts, their minds, their finances, and their food supply. Because at the end of the day, this is not about fear. This is about responsibility. This is about making sure seniors are not left behind in a world that is changing faster than most people can keep up with. Okay? The event sparked the mind, nourished the people, and shaped the future. So as always, you guys stay happy, stay informed, and stay golden. I love you guys. Take care, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Secure 60 fast class planes, or saying you fly. Secure 65 health plans where seniors thrive. Secure 65 health plans where seniors thrive. Secure 65 health plans where senior thrive. Secure 65 health plans where seniors thrive.
BibX Wealth Insurance Solutions.